All right, so I'm here with my assistant today, and we're working on this 1981 Datsun 210. Correction. Let's start over. All right, so I am here with the owner of this 1981 Datsun 210, and we're out here to do a little work on it today. We've got it where it runs pretty good, huh? Don't you say?
Great.
It runs great.
Fires right up.
But what is the problem we're having with it that we're trying to diagnose?
Okay, so we're having trouble trying to get this thing into third gear. So we're gonna hop under the car and we're gonna see if we can fix that problem.
What are we gonna do? What are we checking? Do you remember?
We're gonna.
You don't remember, do you? That's okay. He's learning. That's why we're doing all this. We're going to check the vacuum modulator. There's a vacuum modulator on the side of the transmission, and if that is has a busted diaphragm or stuck or whatever, that will stop it from shifting into third. We've kind of done a little pre-looking to see if the vacuum line is actually hooked up. It looks like it's hooked up and is on a main line with the vacuum booster, and it doesn't appear that it would have any leaks. So let's get into that. We're going to go up under the car and try to check the vacuum booster.
Let's get to
Not
it.
the vacuum booster, vacuum modulator.
Let's get to it.
All right, so you can see the vacuum line. Whoop, get my finger out of the way. So you can see back there on the vacuum line, it kind of makes a Y-shaped right there, and that is has a vacuum tube connector. It's not cracked, not busted, and it's really hard to see, but it's nestled in with a bunch of other stuff. It has a steel line that goes down to the transmission and hooks to the vacuum modulator. So it all looks okay from this standpoint. I can't see any rust on that line, so I wouldn't think it's rusted through. And like I said, that vacuum connector looks solid. So let's get up underneath and take a look there. All right, so I got my assistant shining a light right on the vacuum modulator. It's kind of blown out from all, it's so bright, but you can see it there. I'm going to take, it's got a pretty good bracket, take two 10mm bolts down and see if we can get it disconnected, and take a vacuum pump and see if it'll hold vacuum. All right, so I got the assistant slash car owner taking these two bolts out for that bracket to come down. Oh, gosh, and we're going to let him get a little ratchet time so he can figure out how this there you go. Sound like you got it working good now. Right. Hey buddy Roe, sometimes you have to actually hold this part right here and pinch it with your fingers, this part right here, because the bolt will just spin back and forth. There you go, like that. Hold, no, pinch it with your fingers like this.
Every time I'm looking up, I get scared because I think rust falls in my eye, because that just happened to me earlier, and I ran inside and had to fix that. So hopefully that didn't happen to me again.
All right. We're going to work on getting you some junior size safety glasses so that won't happen to you. All right, stop on that one for a minute. Let me show you something else.
Gosh, please help.
All right, let's take this off. See if you can turn it by hand.
That much.
Get your hand on it. No, this one right here. All right.
Which way?
Take two hands. One to hold it up on there and one to spin it.
Which way?
To the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Got to keep it pushed up on it though.
Tell me, is this right?
That looks correct.
I think I can do it with my hands now.
Well, try. See if you can. That's fine. There you go. All right, when the screw comes out, hold on to it. We're going to lay them right here. All right, see if you can do the next one like that. See if it's already loosened up by finger. Try it and see.
Probably not.
Try putting just the socket on it. All right, turn it to the left. Let me try. There we go. All right, go and twist it out. See if you can do it with your fingers.
Once you do the hard part, I can do it with my hands.
Well, you'll get stronger and you'll be able to do the hard part. You'll be able to do the hard part when I'm in a wheelchair.
So that means, yeah.
Keep taking it out.
It's hard because, like, that thing's in my way.
I know, that's the pan. That's the transmission pan. We're going to take a couple bolts out. All right, lay it right here with this other one. All right. So we don't want to lose them. All right, I'm going to go find some kind of little pry bar and see if I can sneak that out of the way. I'm going to do that part because something could get broke. That way it'll be blamed on me, not you, okay?
Let's let him do that.
Okay, well, my assistant back there with his little light, we got set up with a vacuum tester. We'll get it swiveled around here and show you what's going on. So I've already done this. We'll get it pumped up here and show you. Shine the light right there. There we go. Good job. We're holding good vacuum on that vacuum modulator. It's hooked up and no problemo. So what we're going to do next is I think we're going to hook the vacuum line up to the hard line and see if the engine is pulling vacuum on this line. Because if the engine ain't pulling vacuum on the line, well, then it's not going to shift either. So we got to prove both sides. All right, so we're fixing to fire it up. Don't stand in front of it there, bud. Stand to the side. We still have the same bad starter, but appears we got the carburetor sorted. Let's see if it's going to crank up really easy. Grind's really easy. Oh yeah, we're good. All right, so let's walk around here and check to see if we got vacuum. Oh yeah, I would say we got a good steady vacuum. So, I don't know. All right, so we have proven that the vacuum modulator seems to be holding a vacuum when we pump it up. And then we checked with engine running, the line that goes down there appears to have vacuum. So what does that mean? Do you know? He's got a confused look on his face. I wasn't even paying attention. It's got vacuum when we pump it, which tells us that the vacuum modulator basically should be okay, theoretically. And then when we cranked it, when we had vacuum from the engine, we had vacuum down there. So do you know what that means?
That means it works?
No. It means we got more work to do. It means we got more diagnosing to do. Probably means we may...
Almost.
I
know almost nothing.
Don't tell them that. You're supposed to be the professional. So what we're going to end up having to do is do some further diagnostics. We're going to have to, there should be a little pin that vacuum modulator moves, and we're going to have to see if that pin is actually moving. And hopefully, we're hoping we don't have to, but we may end up having to. Is what it is. May have to pull the valve body down to make sure everything is working inside the valve body, inside the transmission. Hadn't done too much of that kind of work in my life, so it'll be something new. So, for right now, we're burning daylight. This young man's got to get inside and get some dinner, and we got to get cleaned up. So, we'll be back. All right, so the gang's all here. It's, what, 2 weeks later, probably, since we've really worked on the car. And, you know, earlier in this video, you saw me and Jude getting under there. We verified vacuum. We verified the vacuum modulator. All that looked like it was okay. And then what did you do that finally got this thing to shift?
Had a nice sunny day just like today, and I said, It's got gas and a battery in it. Why not see if it'll rip down the road? And so I just kind of took it up the street, made sure I had brakes before I left, and got it to go through 1, 2, 3. We can add the video probably in right here where I did that. I took some video of that. I'm gonna throw on a seatbelt this time, just for a little extra caution. Plenty of gas left. All right, one more brake check. All right, let's go. Okay, yeah, we can stop pretty good. Let's put it in drive and see if drive does what drive's supposed to do. First gear, nice. Second gear. Okay. Here goes nothing. Definitely need to check coolant. Ooh, my pedal did not come all the way back up. I love driving sketch junk. Okay, we didn't die at the red light. Haha! Accomplishments. It does start to smell a little warm, so I mean, we have been running for like 30 minutes, so I know you're barking. It shifted, it didn't like shifting, it didn't like staying in third gear, but it did it. So I'm thinking maybe a filter and some new fluid will probably do it a lot of justice.
Probably. And just getting it out more, just getting it back running and exercising it and getting it to shift 1, 2, 3 regularly. We need to make sure it's running correctly, because on vacuum modulated vehicles, if it's not running right, it ain't gonna shift right. So now, the other day, he was coming home in his wagon, and I was out in the driveway working on something else, and this car, we didn't know who it was, comes down the driveway right after he pulls in. And it's a guy flagging us down about, what was he flagging us down about? It's like, they follow you.
He couldn't keep up with me, but he finally caught up right here at the house and told me he had, I think it was a transmission and 2 engines for these. So,
and he may have another whole car. We're not sure.
Yeah, he talks like he has a whole nother car, but he acts like he wants to send that to the scrap man, but I may see if I can just offer him what the scrap man wants to give him for it. And
yeah, because there's some pieces and parts that we need, like seat belts and some other stuff.
More headlight doors.
More headlight doors. Chances are they're probably ruined, but there's some bits and pieces that you can get off of one. So, well, I appreciate you coming by, and we're going to get back and get to work soon back on this project and try to get it a little further on down the road. So while we're doing that, why don't you go out and watch another video? It's going to be coming on the screen somewhere right now.